Explanation of Article 279 of the Indian Constitution. Article 279 establishes the Goods and Services Tax (GST) Council, a key institution for implementing and administering the Goods and Services Tax in India. Here's a breakdown of its provisions. 1. Establishment of the GST Council, Clause 1. The President of India must constitute the GST Council within 60 days from the commencement of the Constitution, 101st Amendment, Act, 2016. This ensures the timely establishment of a body to oversee GST matters. 2. Composition of the GST Council, Clause 2. The Council comprises the following members. Chairperson, the Union Finance Minister. Member, the Union Minister of State responsible for revenue or finance. Members from states, the Finance Minister or any other minister nominated by each state government. 3. Vice-Chairperson of the Council, Clause 3. Members from the states elect one among themselves as the Vice-Chairperson for a term they decide. 4. Responsibilities and recommendations of the Council, Clause 4. The Council is tasked with making recommendations to the Union and states on taxes, cesses, and surcharges that can be subsumed under GST. Goods and services to be taxed or exempted under GST. Model GST laws, principles of levy, and apportionment of GST in interstate trade. Turnover thresholds for GST exemption. GST rates, including floor rates and bands. Special rates for additional resources during natural calamities or disasters. Special provisions for northeastern and hilly states. Any other GST-related matters. 5. GST on specified products, Clause 5. The Council determines the date for levying GST on certain products like petroleum crude, diesel, petrol, natural gas, and aviation turbine fuel. 6. Harmonization Objective, Clause 6. The Council aims to ensure a harmonized structure for GST. Facilitate a national market for goods and services. 7. Quorum for meetings, Clause 7. At least half of the total members must be present for a meeting to proceed. 8. Decision-making process, Clause 9. Decisions require a majority of 3/4 of the weighted votes of members present and voting. Weightage of votes. Central government, 1/3 of the total votes. State governments collectively, 2/3 of the total votes. 9. Validity of proceedings, Clause 10. Proceedings are not invalidated due to vacancies or defects in the Council's constitution. Errors in member appointments. Procedural irregularities not affecting the merits of decisions. 10. Dispute resolution mechanism, Clause 11. The Council establishes a mechanism to adjudicate disputes between the Union and states, between states themselves, disputes arising from the Council's recommendations or their implementation. Significance. The GST Council plays a pivotal role in ensuring cooperative federalism by enabling the Union and states to collaborate on tax policies. Its recommendations harmonize indirect taxation, reduce cascading effects of taxes, and create a unified national market. This article underscores the collaborative governance needed for effective GST implementation. The Constitution of India. Part 12. Finance, Property, Contracts and Suits. Chapter 1. Finance. Distribution of revenues between the Union and the states. Article 279A. Goods and Services Tax Council. 1. The President shall, within 60 days from the date of commencement of the Constitution, 101st Amendment, Act, 2016, by order, constitute a council to be called the Goods and Services Tax Council. 2. The Goods and Services Tax Council shall consist of the following members, namely: A. The Union Finance Minister, Chairperson. B. The Union Minister of State in charge of Revenue or Finance, Member. C. The Minister in charge of Finance or Taxation or any other minister nominated by each state government, Members. 3. The members of the Goods and Services Tax Council referred to in subclause C of Clause 2 shall, as soon as may be, choose one amongst themselves to be the Vice-Chairperson of the Council for such period as they may decide. 4. The Goods and Services Tax Council shall make recommendations to the Union and the states on A. The taxes, cesses and surcharges levied by the Union, the states and the local bodies which may be subsumed in the Goods and Services Tax. B. The goods and services that may be subjected to, or exempted from, the Goods and Services Tax. C. Model Goods and Services Tax Laws, Principles of Levy, apportionment of goods and services tax levied on supplies in the course of interstate trade or commerce under Article 269A and the principles that govern the place of supply. D. The threshold limit of turnover below which goods and services may be exempted from Goods and Services Tax. E. The rates including floor rates with bands of Goods and Services Tax. F. Any special rate or rates for a specified period to raise additional resources during any natural calamity or disaster. G. Special provision with respect to the states of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Jammu and Kashmir, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, and H. Any other matter relating to the Goods and Services Tax, as the Council may decide. 5. The Goods and Services Tax Council shall recommend the date on which the Goods and Services Tax be levied on petroleum crude, high-speed diesel, motor spirit, commonly known as petrol, natural gas and aviation turbine fuel. 6. While discharging the functions conferred by this article, the Goods and Services Tax Council shall be guided by the need for a harmonized structure of goods and services tax and for the development of a harmonized national market for goods and services. 7. 1/2 of the total number of members of the Goods and Services Tax Council shall constitute the quorum at its meetings. 8. The Goods and Services Tax Council shall determine the procedure in the performance of its functions. 9. Every decision of the Goods and Services Tax Council shall be taken at a meeting, by a majority of not less than 3/4 of the weighted votes of the members present and voting, in accordance with the following principles, namely: A. The vote of the central government shall have a weightage of 1/3 of the total votes cast, and B. The votes of all the state governments taken together shall have a weightage of 2/3 of the total votes cast, in that meeting. 10. No act or proceedings of the Goods and Services Tax Council shall be invalid merely by reason of A. Any vacancy in, or any defect in, the constitution of the Council, or B. Any defect in the appointment of a person as a member of the Council, or C. Any procedural irregularity of the Council not affecting the merits of the case. 11. The Goods and Services Tax Council shall establish a mechanism to adjudicate any dispute. A. Between the Government of India and one or more states, or B. Between the Government of India and any state or states on one side and one or more other states on the other side, or C. Between two or more states, arising out of the recommendations of the Council or implementation thereof.